Hey everyone, it's Liam here with another quick tutorial for you, and this time it's on Roach, which is any horse that Geralt rides, and in The Witcher 3 I think it's a female, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to summon Roach and various different things that may help you use your steed well inside the game. So if you're running around outside and you're thinking, where the heck's my horse gone, you can call Roach by pressing down your main movement controller. So on the Xbox, the sort of left thing, you just double click it and then you'll see Roach appears in the top right there and will walk towards you and normally get pretty close to you. If you find Roach is not very easy to get to, so for example let's move here, I can call again and then Roach will try and come over to me again, and then we can just jump straight on Roach by moving up and pressing A. As you ride around, one thing to bear in mind is as soon as you start riding, you'll see the horse stamina down the bottom. And one thing to bear in mind is if you go on a path, like we are doing here, then Roach's stamina stays at 100%. If you go off the path, Roach's stamina starts to run down. And if you're at full canter, that'll drop, and at some point you need to fall down. Now, one thing I want to point out that's quite good timing with these wolves is, see, the horse's fear level is getting a bit scared there, and if it gets too low, Roach will throw you off, so it's better to just jump off and sort out any beasties here. So I'm just gonna mess around with these wolves for a bit. You can see a bit of battling here, so but Roach is nice and safe off in the distance. I'll just hammer these. If you're wondering why I'm kicking the butt out of everything, I've come to a low level zone. My character's level 52 here, so that wasn't much of a challenge, but it's generally not a good idea, I find anyway, to battle when you're on top of the horse, because if Roach gets scared, she's going to bolt off and possibly throw you off as well. So it's easier just to leap off the horse. So to do that, when you're on the horse, if you hold down B, you'll dismount. So it's that simple. So we've seen that about running around. There's also a couple of other important aspects about your trusty steed. And that's if you go into your inventory. So go into the inventory and hit to select that. And what I want to show you is on the right side of your character down here are things that are to do with your horse. So to do with Roach. And there's 4 things you can add. You've got a trophy, saddlebags, horse blinders, and saddle. And when you start out, you haven't got anything there. But as you go through the game, you can find these, and you'll find them excuse me, I've got a cold, in the food and drink area, bizarrely. And then on the right hand side are things that you can attribute to Roach. So you can see here I've got a few trophies, and each of these trophies, if you strap them onto your horse, give a different benefit. So you can see I've got a few here. And basically you get trophies for doing certain things, namely killing big monsters. So you can see, for example, here's a Fiend trophy, which gives me 5% bonus experience from monsters. Here's King of the Swineherd's Crown, which gives me 15% bonus gold, which is quite a nice one. I think I might put that one on, and to activate it you just hit on the Xbox A, and you can see it swap the trophies around for me there. So I've got that one now on Roach. The other things that I've got added here are worth keeping an eye out for as you go through the games, all the various different areas. Some you can buy in shops, and some you can win by doing certain activities. One of the main things is the saddle, and the saddle helps increase the stamina. So when you're riding away from a path, if you've got a decent saddle, you'll have more stamina to use. And it's also quite handy when you're doing horse races, because throughout the game there are a few tournament type races you can do where you race other characters in the game, and if you win you'll get a prize, typically a nice saddle. And you can see my saddle here is a rather nice one, 80 stamina. The blinders help with the fear level, so you can see as the wolves attacked Roach and myself, Roach was starting to get scared, and the better the blinders, the more Roach is protected from throwing you off, because she's scared less. The most important of which, though, is the saddlebags, which I've left for last. And these are really cool for helping you carry more stuff. So you can see I've got 100 maximum inventory weight. So this really helps me carry more stuff around as I'm going throughout the game. So it's well worth good set of saddlebags. Obviously, at the level I'm at, these are, I think, the best ones you can get for in terms of stats. But as you start out, you can buy saddlebags fairly quickly, and they're well worth adding because stuff that you can collect in The Witcher is ridiculous. There's so much stuff you can collect, and it's good to add it up and sell it off to merchants or wherever to help with your money, which is always in urgent demand when you're building new stuff. You always need more money. So yeah, that's what it's good for. But hopefully that's given you an idea of how the steed works. It's obviously not that complicated, but a little confusing when you start off. You can see now I've got that trophy strapped to the side of Roach, and if we look around her, you can see the saddle and the blinders. So it's quite cool that there's this nice detailing and that she can be customized based on what you own. Just another nice touch. It's one of the things I really like about The Witcher, particularly Geralt's armor, how there's so many options. Just crazy amounts of different armors with different looks, and then later in the game you can dye certain armors as well. It's really cool. But yeah, that's Roach and how she works in the game and what you can do and how she makes an impact to you. So the biggest thing I think are the saddlebags to keep an eye on. But if you want to do the races that go throughout the game, keep an eye out for decent saddles to help with the stamina. I hope that was useful to you. If it was, please give us a thumbs up. That's always much appreciated. Thanks very much for watching.